that? So we just prepared this bed by removing all the carrots that were in it. There is a lot of carrots here and they're gorgeous. We're going to use this bed for our fall garden, or one of the areas that our fall garden will be in. At the very end here, I'll show you a little close-up in a little bit, but those are some green onions that I planted that were just from the grocery store. I used the green onion part that I wanted, took the little root end, put it in some water for a day or two, and then popped them in here, and they're doing really great. So in this bed, we're going to add some things to it for the fall garden. Now, Cady over at Mayfield Ranch is doing a collaboration about fall gardens. Like, what are your fall garden plans? And so I'm just going to share with you a few things that we're going to put in for the fall garden this year. So here's a little close-up of those green onions that I was just talking about. So these are literally just grocery store green onions. I had cut the tops off that I was using, put the rest in here, and they are already growing new green onions. So we're going to use this garden box for radishes, carrots, and the sugar snap peas. So I am going to put the sugar snap peas on the back here. I'm going to make a whole row of them, and I'll sow those today, and then sometime in the next week I will actually put a trellis for them to climb backwards onto our fencing. So then as they start to grow, they'll be able to grab onto something. And then I'm going to do the row of carrots in the center, and then I'll do the row of radishes right here in the front. So radishes are early harvesters, so those are going to be ready before anything else is ready to be harvested. So we'll just put those right in the front. Once those are picked, that area will be vacant. And then, yeah, the carrots just did so well in here before, so we're just going to continue with the carrots in here. And sugar snap peas put nitrogen back into the soil, and so they're a good one to have in this bed to kind of replenish it of any nutrients that it might be missing, or any nitrogen that it might be missing. And prepare it for what we might want to plant in here next year. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So right now I'm going to make a treat bucket for our sheep. So we have a bunch of butter crunch lettuce here, and we do have some in another area going to seed right now, so we'll harvest that for seed. But this in particular, in the heat of the summer, it just bolts so fast, and it has a bit of a bitter flavor. And so this is going to be perfect for our fall garden. So I'm going to actually pull all of this out, give it to our sheep as a little treat, and they're going to be so incredibly excited. So I'm going to take some of the lower leaves and some of the outer leaves on some of the shorter ones, and harvest those for maybe a salad, a side dinner tonight. But other than that, the sheep are going to get a lovely, lovely treat here. So here's a big wheelbarrow of lettuce greens that we're going to bring to the sheep. This is all butter crunch lettuce. It's a lot. We didn't necessarily succession sow as much as we wanted to, so we had a bunch come up all at once, and again, because of the heat, it bolted, and it's just a little bitter. So the sheep will love it. We'll plant new stuff for ourselves. Hi, sheepers. Ooh. Don't touch the fencing, guys. I'm just going to toss it over. Hi, guys. Hi, guys and lady. Don't touch the fencing. I'm going to toss you some goodies. We're just going to do this quick because it's dinner time and I have no shoes on. So one of them just touched the electric fence. Oops, sorry. We usually turn that off when we come out here and do anything with them, but I just kept it on for time reasons, and I have no shoes on. So I was trying to do this quickly. They're chowing down. They love the treats, so we have them in an area right now that is not super nutrient rich. We're kind of trying to move them through our, what should be and what will be someday, our pasture. Right now it's kind of just been overgrown with tall weeds, and it hasn't been maintained very well over the years from previous owners. So we're trying to make it viable again. At one point, this property held bison, which is interesting, and we get a ton of deer coming through here. And so we know that there is some good viable grass in here, and we're gonna in time plant some goodies too. But right now, treats. They love the treats. Helps provide some extra nutrients for them. Me bring all that butter crunch lettuce out to the sheep, and now I'm going to actually reseed this bed with the butter crunch lettuce. I'm also going to put some spinach in here. Now, we didn't grow spinach earlier this year, and I just know that it does do well in cooler weather, and so I'm going to put some of that in here and we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to leave some extra space so I can succession sow a little bit. I'll put another row of butter crunch in maybe later this week, or maybe next week, we'll see. So that we can maybe have 2 harvests of lettuce, and they won't be just on top of each other. So we're going to try that. In addition to these things, we still have some potatoes in the ground. We still have some carrots in the ground. We still have cucumbers growing, and we have some cabbages happening. Our tomatoes actually haven't come in yet. So we're going to be very busy this fall. But these are just some of the extra things that we're going to add to our garden to really just kind of round out the end of the year and create that fall harvest. Okay, so we're going to take out the rest of the beets that I had in this row right here. And I just left probably like 6 of them that didn't quite get to the size that I wanted to originally when I pulled out the other beets. And so I'm going to finish harvesting those today, and I'm going to replant beets right here. And then right across from that, I've already prepped this bed for some cabbage. So originally I did plant some turnip seeds in there, and they didn't germinate, they didn't take, so actually nothing was in there. I did have some radishes on one side very early in the season, but we're going to put cabbage here. So we only have about 3 or 4 cabbages growing at the moment, And so we definitely want to have some for winter storage. And so I've prepped this bed, I've removed all the weeds. I loosened up the top just a little bit. I didn't do any tilling, just loosened up the topsoil a little bit to help the seeds just have a little bit of space to start germinating. And I've already given it some water, and that's going to just aid in the germination process. So let's go ahead and get these pulled and get those seeds going. So these definitely still are a little on the small side, but I really need this space, and so we're just going to take these out. They're still going to be great roasted up, and we can definitely use the greens. The other ones I pulled out were much bigger than this, so they were quite larger. But these are going to be great. We will put those on our harvest stand for the day. As I add in these last few seeds for our fall garden, I just want to remind you that this video is a collaboration hosted by Cady at Mayfield Ranch. So make sure you check out her channel. She has some really fun videos as well as some super cute donkeys. There's also a playlist linked below that shares the other videos in this collaboration with some other great homesteading channels and what their fall garden plans are as well. If you want to see how my fall garden happens to turn out, make sure you hit that subscribe button with the little bell so you know when I post. I am so incredibly excited that you joined me for this video today, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next one. Have a wonderful, blessed day.